right, friends. Hey, a little improvisation there. Man, that's fun stuff. Got the original Floyd back today. Going to play at 3rd and Lindsley tonight. Man, it's a crazy week. It's been quite fun. Lots of lessons, lots of sessions. Working with Dean Miller, Roger Miller's son, and Cowboy Jack Clement's cousin, Bob, doing some cool records this week. And then also, like I said, lots of lessons. Also playing tonight at 3rd and Lindsley if you're in town, 9 o'clock with the Horns. Tomorrow at Martin's Barbecue is going to be fun, playing with some good guys, Sam Hunter and some other ones, Jimmy Wallace and some of the crew. My family's coming into town tomorrow, and then the Billy Gibbons weekend rocks into effect. So that's going to be Saturday rehearsing at around mid-afternoon, and then Sunday is the show. And so I can't wait. Still have no idea what we're going to do. As far as I know, it's going to be fun, and me and him are going to do something kind of special together. I'm not giving it away yet, but hopefully we'll get some of that on video or whatever. And so, hey guys, just thanks for being here. Thanks for sticking with it, trying to keep this channel going and current and as much doing as many videos as I have time for. So, you know, obviously I don't want to give everything away on this channel because I am trying to make a living, and I do Artist Works, which is a great online platform that you can find below at the links, as well as my private Skype and Zoom lessons, all on the links below. I got to say that. And other people have been asking, how do I find the tip jug? Well, if you go down to the bottom, it'll say tip jug, and then it has my Venmo and PayPal account on there if you want to donate to that. All kinds of stuff in the works. I'm thinking about doing like a scholarship fund and stuff like that. So just trying to give back as much as I can, because when I was a kid, people helped me out, you know, and I learned a lot. So trying to kind of give back what I can here. You know, I wanted to just show you a couple things. Some of this is going to be just connecting these pentatonics in a way that's a little bit more musical that I've found. And what I like to do is, like if I'm going from G to C, we're in the key of G. So when we go to the C chord, we're not changing keys, we're just changing chords. Everything that happens musically, you know, it sounds the way it does because we're relating it to the effect that changing chords has on being in a certain key. So if we're in G, the reason C sounds like the 4 chord is because G is the 1 chord, C is the 4 chord, D is the 5 chord. And so it's all in relation to what key in the tonal center of your ear is what I'm trying to say is. And so, but a lot of times when people play real, like literal pentatonics where they go, you know, that box pattern, right? We're going right, if I go to D, we're going right from the A shape to the G shape. You can see it. It's right there. Now into the E shape. Then up to the... That's the cage system right there in a nutshell. I mean, that's the beauty of that. And so, but the thing about it is when you go 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 1, when you put the 6 in there every time, it doesn't sound great always. And so I like to cut out the middle, man, and use this little riff that I love to use to get up to the money notes. And so, you know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of times when you hit that, it kind of sounds weird sometimes. Now going back down, it sounds a lot better than it does going up to me. So I like to do this. I take this pattern, and talk about playing right out of the chord. I mean, it is right out of the chord. So I'm taking the 6 out. I'm taking the E note out. So instead of doing this, I'm going. It goes right to the 1, right through the 1, 2, 3, 5, 1. So again, the 2nd octave. Right, it gets you right up to that to the 1. Ending on that nice 3rd, right? And so that's targeting the chord tones, in my opinion. So if I'm going from G I go back down, and I go to the C chord, I'm going to go right there. Right to that next chord. So right? So I'm connecting the pentatonics by targeting the chord tones of the chord I'm on, you know, going right to the C. But it's about seeing those patterns. Right? So a lot of people don't really know the pentatonic inside and out the way they should, and you got to really know these. And so, like, again, going up from G, even if I just stopped right there, right? Same exact thing over the C. So D. Now here's where the scale comes in. So if I do this, I'm hearing that. So that C note, that is insinuating D7. So right back to the 1. So there's a nice way of improvising a little bit over that, but you get the point, right? So that little riff. Now when I'm on the root of G, that slides, because even though that note is in this G-shaped C chord that's next, so that leads me, especially if I use the first finger, which is the proper finger, that lands right where it's supposed to, 2 whole steps down. D, and then you can start looking at these chord shapes. Right, so that's right. Resolving right back. So and of course you have to tailor some of this to the song that you're playing, and that's the thing. The real money behind this is all these things that we're doing. You cannot say like, hey, I know the A major pentatonic and minor pentatonic shapes, so I can use that over everything, right? It's like, no, you really can't, because every song is different. Every tension and release to different chord changes is different. If you're playing a dominant 7 versus a major 7 or a minor or a major chord, you know, major pentatonic and minor pentatonic can work over a major chord and a minor chord. As soon as you go to dominant 7, you have to start combining both. And so that's another thing is starting on the major pentatonic. If I play up to if I go up to the major 3rd, there's my A shape, there's my C shape, there's my D shape, there's my E shape. So I'm playing out of those shapes. But what I was going to say is, if I start using the proper hand position, is one of the beautiful things about the cage system that people don't think about. It puts your hand in the proper position up the neck. If you learn that right, then your fingers fall into where the places they're supposed to without you even thinking about it. Like if I'm playing out of this shape, going right where they're supposed to because they're in the right position. And so if I start here, if I slide up, I'm sliding up right into that shape. My fingers are going where they're supposed to. If I start on the flat 3, then it puts me in the right position for my minor pentatonic. So if I go here, B flat, G to B flat, that puts me in G minor. If I go up to the major 3rd and start the pattern there, that's major. So it really is, it comes down to the song. So I would say, guys, if you're at a spot where you're just, you've been working on a lot of lead playing and trying to map out the chords and stuff like that, it's time to start learning songs. We got to start learning some songs. And so, and by song, I mean learn a song that you know that's by a famous band or whatever. But even if you play a chord progression with a loop pedal and practice to that, as long as it's consistent every time, that can be a little song. All you need to know is the chords coming up so you can work on working some stuff out. And so that's really important because you have to be able to, you don't want to be stopping. Every time you make a mistake by yourself, you can stop and go, okay, I'm going to work through that. Well, if somebody's playing, the band's not going to stop. They're going to go to the chorus whether you're ready to or not. So we got to start getting a little bit of like playing under the gun a little bit, where you can really hold yourself accountable to staying in time. And those are the kind of exercises that I think are really going to help. But I mean, this is kind of, as most of my YouTube things are, these are kind of fragmented lessons and covering some stuff. But I will say that if you want to take this stuff in depth a little farther and really work on some things and learn some exercises and stuff that can really map out the fingerboard, like I said, this isn't meant to have a full curriculum up on here. It is meant to draw attention to the things I do that help me make a living, which are everything on my website, the Artist Works curriculum, the private Zoom and Skype lessons, which I do tons of those, and they work great. You get the full video. They're like a little mini masterclass clinic. And so I do tailor those to your specific needs, and I also show you a bunch of fundamentals that changed my life when I was a kid. So taught by a professional, not a professor, is my motto. So check that out. Can't wait for the Billy Gibbons show this weekend. Had a nice write-up in the Washington Post with Rick Beata and Kirk Fletcher and some other people about online education. So the word's getting out, and things are going good. Sessions and live music are coming back. I'm stoked. We got great weather in Nashville, East Nashville, Tennessee. I love you guys. Thank you so much for the comments. You guys are the best. I've made a lot of great friends on here that literally are people that I stay in touch with every other day, at least, at this point. And so some great guys out there. I hope some of this information helped. Like I said, I just want to get this video in before I head out to my gig at 3rd and Lindsley tonight. Can't wait to play with those guys. Got the original Floyd back. I'm playing through my Magic Amps AC15 style amp here, and I'm kind of digging it. I'm using the Dispatch Master, which is a cool little pedal. It's got reverb and delay. I'm going to show you this pedal real quick here. I'm going to turn the amp off so it doesn't make any noise. And then this little pedal here is really, really great. It's really fun, and it's fun for ambient stuff too. It's got time, repeats, mix, and reverb. So you get the reverb and delay going together. It's a really fun pedal called the Dispatch Master by Earthquake Devices. And then here's another pedal that I dug up today to be honest with you, these things are like, I'll tell you a little story about this pedal. This is a dynamic overdrive by a guy named John Landgraf that was lived in Pensacola, Florida, and worked at Blues Angel Music, and that's where I was born and raised. And so I used to go over and hang out with this guy all the time when he was just starting to develop this pedal. He was working on amps. He did all my amp repair and stuff down there. He passed away a couple years ago. God rest his soul. And he was a gem of a guy. And so This is number 11. He signed it for me on the back. It's so beat up you can hardly read it. It says Dynamic Overdrive, number 11, 521 2000, made for Guthrie Trapp, John Landgraf. And it's one of the original paint jobs. It's all cracked and kind of crazy. There's 2 screws missing. It's only got 2 screws left. I'll demo this for you one day. This thing sounds incredible, and they're going for like $1,500 or something. They're just insane. So it was kind of interesting that this pedal became so sought after. But that's it, the Landgraf Dynamic Overdrive, number 11, right there, folks. And so anyway, I'll turn this amp on and give you a little bit more guitar playing here before I get out of here. But so thanks for bearing with me, and looking forward to it. I'll give you a couple little licks to head home to, or from the office, or wherever you guys are hanging out today. Good to have the Floyd back. Hey guys, see you soon. Thanks a bunch, and hope you'll have a great rest of the week. See ya.